Hi Stampers, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts. I have a different kind of a project for you today. We're not stamping and we're not making a card. We are going to use acetate. And we're going to pair this with the adhesive sheets. I wanted to show you what you can do with these. They come in a 6x12 format and there's 12 sheets in a package. And it's $13.50 for the pack. So it's a really good deal and you can use this for a lot. You can use it for detailed die cuts so that it sticks down and you don't have any wayward pieces not sticking properly. If you need a long sheet of adhesive, if you're doing scrapbooking or whatever, you can use it for that as well. So today I'm going to make an acetate bookmark. So the adhesive sheets are really quick and easy to use. I've already gone and taken off one side of the protective strip and I've stuck down the two colors that I want to use for this. I've got the brushed metallic from the new mini catalog, and I'm also going to be using Early Espresso, which is one of my very favorite neutral colors. Now for this, I'm going to be using the cat punch. I put a C on the corner of my punches just so that I know that it's from a current catalog. And I've also got the dog builder punch. And I'm going to be using the detail trio punch as well. It's got the corner detail, the corner rounder, and a ribbon hole punch. So the first thing that I'm going to do is punch out my shapes. So I'm going to be doing 2 of each. This bookmark's for my son. He is a huge animal lover. So I thought that I would use the animal punches that I have, and I toyed with using the moose as well, but I think we'll just stick with the cats and dogs for today. So excuse me, all you need to do is feed your cardstock through to the punch, and all you need to do to make sure that it's going to punch properly excuse me, is make sure that you can't see any open spaces or the other side of the punch through your cardstock. Now, once you have it lined up the way that you would like it, I just like to hold it, give it sort of just until it starts to resist, like a half hold, and then punch down until you hear the snap, and then flip your piece out. So there's the cat done, and I'm going to flip my cardstock over and do the brown as well. And so we're going to do it exactly the same way, line it up, give it a push, and punch it out. I like to flip the cardstock over in the punch just so that I can see what I'm doing and I can actually see that it's exactly where I want it to be. So I'm going to do the same thing with the dog. So I'm going to do 1 gold and 1 Early Espresso of each. All right, there we go. And if it doesn't want to go through one way, just kind of play with it until it does go through the way you want it to go. Okay, and then there's, oops, the heart stuck. Okay, so I've got 2 cats working on the dog. And I'm just tearing away the extra piece. When you're finished with your punch, because you've got the adhesive on here, you can actually use the extra pieces to cut out smaller die shapes so that you're not really wasting any of the either the cardstock or the adhesive sheet. So you can run it through your stamping and emboss, or your embossing and die cut machine, or you can use it for different punched pieces. And of course the dog went flying off the table, so pick that up. All right, so I've got 2 dogs and 2 cats. Now I'm going to go over to my adhesive piece and we're just going to peel off the backing. So you can either use your fingers if you have fingernails, or you can take your pick tool. I absolutely love this tool. It's so versatile and it has so many things that you can do with it. You can use this little spatula type piece to go through and pick the back off of papers. So there we go. You can use it to lift little gems off of the sheet that they come on and make them stick. And you can also use it to mix. Sorry, just concentrating on where to put the dog. You can use it if you're going to be mixing up some embossing paste with a little bit of re-inker. So many uses. And then you can actually flip it over and there's a piercing tool on the other side. And my absolute favorite part is the putty tool. You can use it to pick up gems off of the sheet and put it exactly where you want it on your card. It's absolute perfection. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through and finish adhering. Oops. The pieces on. Now, one of the good things about using the adhesive sheets is that you won't see glue strips, or tape strips I should say, on the other side. Now a couple of weeks ago I did post, so you can see it's a little bit shiny, but you can't, there's not the strips and the lines from the tape that you would normally get. A couple of weeks ago I did another acetate bookmark and I used the Tombow glue, which worked really, really well. And I just put a little bit onto a piece of leftover plastic and dabbed it onto my shapes so that it covered the entire background with a sponge. And it worked really, really well. And it does stick your cardstock to the acetate as well. But this is a lot quicker to dry. All right, and the last little one. Come on. Okay, taking the backing off is actually the longest part of doing this card. It's actually, or card, bookmark. It's really quick and easy. And the pieces that you pull off, it's like a wax paper feeling. So you can actually put this on a card or a scrapbook page or whatever and use it as a masking piece. Now, if you don't know what masking is, it's when you put one thing down to cover an area so that you can do something else on top of it. I think I'll look at doing masking techniques for next week's. Okay, now I'm just going to put this little guy slightly differently. Okay, there you go. So we've got the two dogs, we've got the two cats, and now we're just going to pull out the detailed trio punch. So you can use the corner rounder or the detailed corner. I'm not sure if my son wants either one of those on his card, so I'm going to hold off and let him decide if he wants me to use those or not. But when you do go to use it, you've got two pieces here that you can line your cardstock up to. So you just take your cardstock and put it in until it stops, and then push it, it'll click, and your corner will be rounded. I'm not going to show that right yet because I want to get to using the ribbon hole punch. Now for this one, there's a line here, so you can take and line up your cardstock, just push it through until it stops and eyeball it. Or if you don't want to eyeball it, you can actually make a little mark on your cardstock, and you're just going to push down until you hear a pop, and then you can see there's the hole to put the ribbon in. And again, because it's a card for my son, I'm just going to let him choose the color ribbon that he wants into it. So there you go. There's our card. Quick, easy. No, it's not a card. It's a bookmark. Apparently I have card making on the brain today. So there's something else that you can use the adhesive sheets and your punches for. And if you bought acetate sheets and really didn't know what to do with them, this is one of the things. I'll be doing another video probably in the next couple of weeks or so about different things that you can do with acetate and with vellum as well. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you would like to get either the annual catalog or the mini catalog, just drop me a line in the comments and I would be happy to get you one. And I will see you next week. Have a fabulous weekend.